Today, we're diving deep into what is honestly one of the most fascinating mysteries in all of modern sports. We're talking about how Cristiano Ronaldo is completely, and I mean literally, defying the standard life cycle of a professional footballer. Okay, let's dive right into this 41. Just think about that number for a second. At 41 years old, most of us pull a muscle just getting out of bed, right? And in the world of professional football, at that age, most players are already long retired. Their boots are hanging in a locker somewhere, their bodies have just taken way too much punishment, and their careers are essentially just memories. But Cristiano Ronaldo? He flat out refuses to accept the word old. He's still stepping onto the pitch, still training, and still competing at an absolute elite level. Which naturally brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? How does Ronaldo actually stay fit? Now, you might be wondering if there's some magic pill, a single secret exercise, or, some kind of crazy miracle diet. But as you'll see as we go through this, that is just not how true longevity works. Actually, his advantage isn't one secret trick at all. It's a heavily disciplined system built from literally thousands of small, calculated decisions. We have to understand the brutal punishment of professional football. It isn't just lightly jogging around for 90 minutes. We're talking explosive acceleration, sudden stops, jumping, and really harsh physical contact. And then doing that again and again for decades. Just look at this journey, from sporting CP as a teenager all the way to Al Nassr at 41. He has survived across completely different countries, different managers, and totally different tactical systems. The key here? He didn't stubbornly try to play exactly like his 20-year-old self. Instead, he constantly adapted his game to become the absolute best version of himself for that specific day. There's this huge misconception out there that Ronaldo simply works out harder than everyone else. But elite athletes don't just train hard, they train specifically. Football requires a really strange, almost contradictory combination of abilities. You need strength and speed, you need explosive power, but wait, you also need endurance, plus a rock-solid core, balance, and the mobility to change direction instantly. Every single movement in his training has a specific purpose. Why? Because at 41, your body just doesn't forgive bad decisions or unnecessary injuries the way it did at 20. Precision is absolutely everything. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it reveals his mindset. Fans, we see the goals and the famous celebrations on the pitch, but we don't see the unseen hours. Recovery is a totally non-negotiable part of his job, and it requires a massive psychological shift. He isn't waking up and asking, "Can I train today?" No, he's asking, "What does my body need today?" It's exactly like owning a high-performance sports car. After you've driven it for thousands of kilometers, you don't just keep redlining the engine, right? You need constant oil changes, meticulous tire maintenance, and really careful tuning. And this brilliantly illustrates what is arguably the most underestimated part of the whole CR7 machine. People love talking about diets and intense gym sessions, but actual training, it just creates stress on the body. Recovery, and specifically high-quality sleep, is where the body actually gets the opportunity to adapt and grow stronger. Think about it like this. If athlete A trains incredibly hard, but sleeps terribly, and athlete B trains intelligently and consistently prioritizes recovery, athlete B is going to win every time. The harder worker isn't automatically the better performer. A smarter system and a truly dedicated lifestyle will always beat blind effort. There are so many wild, exaggerated myths floating around online about what Ronaldo eats. But according to the grounded principles reported by the people actually in his inner circle, like his former chef Giorgio Barone, it really just boils down to fresh, natural ingredients. It's about discipline over complicated gimmicks. For the average person, we eat when we're hungry, or we go out and celebrate with food. But for a professional athlete of this caliber, food has an entirely different purpose. It isn't for pleasure. It is strictly fuel, and it is strictly for recovery. It is just an absolute unwavering cycle. Train properly, eat properly, recover properly, sleep properly, repeat. Day after day, month after month, year after year. I know, it sounds incredibly simple when you lay it out like that, but the harsh reality is that greatness is incredibly boring when nobody is watching. So the crucial point here is you might look at Ronaldo and think his most important muscle is his famous abs or his powerful legs. But according to the sources, his greatest advantage is actually his mind, this obsessive psychological desire to improve. Understanding the difference between motivation and routine is an absolute game changer. Motivation is just a temporary feeling, right? You might feel fired up today, but you definitely won't feel it every day. Routine, however, is about automatic habits. You don't need to feel excited or motivated every single morning to train or eat correctly. You just follow the plan. And that is exactly how you maintain elite-level discipline for over 2 decades. Let's move ahead and see how this builds into something truly historic. 6. You see, Ronaldo didn't magically beat aging. Nobody can stop the clock. But he learned to work with it. His game evolved, his physical preparation evolved, and that set the stage for an enormous, ultimate test, the 2026 World Cup. Entering the tournament at 41 years old, an age where, again, most guys are long retired, Ronaldo made history by becoming the first man to score in 6 different World Cups. To actually pull off a milestone of that magnitude, just look at what was required over the years. He had to survive injuries, maintain absolute peak fitness, constantly adapt his playing style, and somehow stay mentally hungry through it all. This unprecedented longevity proves that his obsession was never just about looking fit for the cameras. It was about remaining ruthlessly capable of competing on the world's absolute biggest stage. Which leaves us with this incredibly powerful thought to end our explainer today. 41 doesn't get to decide what he's capable of. You see, Cristiano Ronaldo isn't trying to prove he's younger than he is simply refusing to accept the limits that other people try to put on him. Talent can absolutely make you special, but a relentless refusal to stop improving, that ultimate automatic discipline we've been talking about, that is the secret that makes you legendary. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If a 41-year-old refuses to let a number dictate his limits, what arbitrary limit are you letting hold you back today?